Today, we are diving deep into one of the most exciting beauty categories on the planet, China's facial mask market. We're talking about an industry that's not only seeing massive growth, but also a huge seismic shift in where and how people are spending their money. So let's get right into it. Welcome everyone to the Taobao Salon. In this analysis, we're going to break down the key trends and, maybe more importantly, the platform wars that are completely redrawing the map for this entire industry. And to make sure we're on solid ground, everything we're about to discuss comes straight from the Data Observation report on the facial mask category. It's a fantastic piece of research published by the experts over at Zhixing Strategy Consulting. All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a big picture market overview, then get into how new regulations are changing the rules. After that, we'll hear what consumers are saying, dive headfirst into the platform wars, and then we'll wrap it all up with 3 core findings you need to know. First things first, let's just try to get a handle on the sheer size of this market. And, spoiler alert, it is absolutely huge and it is showing no signs of slowing down. I mean, just look at these numbers. The market has been on this steady climb, going from around 48 billion yuan back in 2018 and is on track to hit a whopping 75 billion by 2025. That's a compound annual growth rate of 6.7%. That's not just growth. That's a sign of a really healthy, booming industry. So, what are people buying? Well, sheet masks are the undisputed champion here, expected to take up almost 73% of the market. But, and this is a big but, do not sleep on wash-off masks. That 27% slice of the pie, well, it represents a huge growing segment that is becoming the real battleground, as we're about to see. So, we've got this massive, growing market. But its freewheeling Wild West days, yeah, those are officially over. The government has stepped in, and there's a whole new rulebook that's fundamentally changing how brands have to operate. This timeline right here tells the whole story. Kicking off in 2020, we've seen this wave of new regulations just roll in one after the other. Tighter controls, rules for honest labeling, a real crackdown on false ads, and even new standards for clean masks. The era of say-whatever-you-want marketing is completely finished. Okay, so with a much more professional and regulated market, the power has really shifted. So what do today's savvy consumers actually care about when they're shopping for a mask? It really all comes down to results. The number one factor, by a pretty clear margin, is efficacy. Plain and simple. Does this thing actually work? Right behind that are ingredients and how it feels. But look at this. Look where brand is. It's in 4th place. This is so important. Consumers now care more about what's in the product and what it does than the name on the box. And they are getting incredibly specific about what they want. For sheet masks, it's all about moisturizing, repairing, and soothing. That instant hit of hydration and relief. But for wash-off masks, they're looking for deeper treatments, like tightening and cleansing. This shows a really sophisticated customer who wants specialized, targeted solutions for their skin. This huge shift towards substance over style has totally shaken up the e-commerce world. And that brings us to the main event, the platform wars. So, with consumers demanding proof and performance, where is this battle for their attention and their money actually being fought and won? Let's start with the longtime champion, Taobao. And, well, the data here is pretty stark. In its core mask categories, it's not just slowing down, it's actually shrinking. We're seeing sales down 10% for sheet masks and 8% for wash-off masks. The old king is stumbling. Now, let's flip the script and look at Douyin, what you probably know as TikTok. It's not just growing, it is exploding. And the reason why is what's so fascinating. The whole platform, with its short videos and live streams, is the absolute perfect stage to show a product working, to demonstrate efficacy. And that's the number one thing consumers care about right now, which we just saw. And nowhere is that more obvious than with wash-off masks. 431%. I mean, just let that number sink in. That is the unbelievable growth rate for wash-off masks on Douyin. This isn't just a random statistic. It's the direct result of a platform that is built to show, not just tell. It's a full-on market disruption, and it's being fueled by this consumer demand for results you can actually see. So let's put it all together. By 2025, Douyin's sales are projected to be more than double Taobao. And even more telling, its share of actual sales volume is expected to hit 75%. The takeover isn't on the horizon, it's already happened. Douyin is the new center of the universe for online mass sales in China. Okay, so we've looked at the market, the rules, the consumers, and this massive platform shift. So What does it all mean? Let's boil it all down to the three most important findings you need to walk away with.
First, the battlefield has moved, period. Douyin is the new growth engine, and any brand that isn't making it a priority is getting left in the dust. Second, consumers demand substance. It's not about flashy ads anymore. It's about real, proven efficacy and clean, transparent ingredients. And third, compliance is the new growth. In this more regulated market, the brands that are going to win are the ones that build their entire strategy around safety, transparency, and quality.
And that really leaves us with one final, crucial question to think about. In this new world order, run by a new platform and a much smarter consumer, which brands actually have what it takes to adapt and thrive? And which ones are going to become relics of a time gone by? The race is on.